Hello friends, welcome back to Study Smart for Competitions. So friends, this video is basically the very first video which I am preparing for the use of articles in error spotting. Alright, so this video will basically clear your concepts in grammatical errors which we used to do in our day-to-day exams, right? For example, it can be used in SSC CGL. It can be a part of pre-examination as well as a part of mains examination as well. Use of articles. So we know there are three articles: a, and the. This might seem to be a small topic, but actually it is having a lot of significance in our daily day-to-day life as well as in the error spottings. If you go through the mock test, you will definitely find at least 3 or 4 of them out of 10 in each and every error spotting type of questions. All right, so let's proceed. So friends, first thing is like an is used when there is vowel sound. Friends, I would be starting from basic and then we'll go to the intermediate level and then to the advanced level. All right, so anything with a vowel sound will have an, and non-vowel sound will have a before it. All right, for example, I will give you some examples. All right, so you can say an, are. I'll give you, see, this example is like a very normal one. I'll give you some examples which would be probably out of your visions. All right, like an SDO, an SP. All right, an MP, and an RTS. All right, see, you can see that these words are actually not at all starting with any of the vowels. Fine, but still these are having an as their before prefix. All right, and if I talk about a, there are many words which have vowel with the starting alphabet but they use a. For example, a uniform, a university, a year. Fine, and many more. Fine. All right, so see, this the article actually has a lots of usage. All right, so I'll explain the article in a very profound manner. I would want that everyone should have a lots of concentration when I'm discussing that topic. All right, so I would prefer this video being spoken in English only so that everyone could have removed their hesitation in one point or another. All right, so let's start with the topic. So the topic I will firstly mention the points where the is used. So the word is used while speaking of a particular person, a particular person or thing is referred to. So friends, this is the most common type of the usage of the. All right, so just concentrate on the video. I would just recite the examples and would not write them because it would be this mere the wastage of time. All right, so just be focused and listen to what I am speaking. So the example of this kind of usage is, she found a purse. The purse contained a golden chain. So what is happening here is, if she found a purse, the purse contained a golden chain. The purse has become a very specific purse in which there was a golden chain. All right, moving on to the second. When a singular noun is meant to represent the whole category. When a singular noun is representing whole category. See friends, these all points which I am stating you, these are actually very important. You must keep in mind that this will actually have a very large usage. All right. So the example of this is this is an important, so I'll be writing this. The dog is a faithful animal. All right. So friends, but this, the dog doesn't mean a specific dog. It can say that the dog as a breed or as a whole category is a faithful animal. That's why we have used the before it. All right. Moving on to the next point. The is used for superlatives. Everyone would be aware about this point, right? For the third form, like the most and the most beautiful girl, the best, all kind of these. All right. The is used. All right. So the next point could be the is also used with the names of renowned buildings. All right. Before names of renowned buildings. For example, the Taj Mahal. All right, and other monuments like that. Moving on to the next, the is placed only before the plural name of island. See, this is a very important point, so I'll be writing down with another ink. All right, the is used with plural names of island. Just focus on this point. All right, this would be there in many of the examinations. So for example, the Netherlands, the Alps, and the Bahamas, etc. All right, but the is not used with countries. All right, just consider this point. I am trying to tell you a very important point in this way, that the is not used with countries, except there is an exception. See, all right, except with countries having name states, kingdom, or you can say republic, etc. All right, so this is the very important point. I'll be reciting you again. Yeah, so the is used with plural names of islands. For example, the Netherlands, the Alps, the Bahamas, etc., where there is a group of islands. All right, but the is not used with the countries, except with the countries having the names like states, like USA, the US, the UK, the USSR, the Republic of Ireland, the Dominican Republic, etc. All right, so moving on to the next. So before moving ahead, if you guys want the PDFs of this, I would request you guys to please join our Telegram group. It is nearly impossible for us to make an account of 2 or 3 channels at one side and send the PDFs to specific persons. So I would request you guys to join the Telegram group and avail all the benefits which you would be having by joining that. The direct link would be available in the description itself. Plus you can also see that how to install the Telegram app and make the usage of the PDFs. All right, so moving on to the next, the is used before the names consisting of adjectives plus noun. All right, the is used before names having adjective plus noun. All right, for example, the Arabian Gulf. See, this thing you might be knowing because you might have heard somewhere. All right, but this is an important point, so I have stated it down. All right, So if I talk about the next point, it would be the is also used before the names consisting of noun plus of plus noun, like the Cape of Good Hope, the Boy of Basco, and the Gulf of Mexico, all that things, right? When the noun, I'll write it down, all right. Noun plus of plus noun is present. All right. I have already stated it down the examples. All right. So the word the is also used before the adjectives east and west. All right. With along with the noun. For example, the South Pole, the North Pole. All right. So this is the common point. So I would not be writing it down. It is also used before the names of directionals like the east, the west. I'll just write the east, the west, and so on. All right. Next point talking would be that the word the is used before the name of persons. That is fine. All right. Like the Obroys, the Ambanis, the Birlas, etc. All right. The is also used before the names of important and renowned books like the Bible, the Quran, the Mahabharata. So these are like important and very common points. So I would not be stating that in the PDFs. Before such common nouns that are the names of the things unique of their kind. For example, the sun, the earth, the world, the sea, etc. So friends, I would be stating few examples which have their exceptions. All right. For example, space word. All right. So space has actually two meanings and both have their exceptions. Fine. I'll explain you both. We can use word the before word space if and only if it means place. All right. But if space means outer universe, we don't use the articles. All right. So there in that case we will just say there were lack of stars in space. All right, that kind of thing. Moving on to the next part, before the terms referring the nationalities. All right, all for nationalities we use the nationalities like the Indian, the Britishers, and all. All right, this point is easy, you guys would be knowing. All right, moving on to the next point, before a proper noun only when it is qualified by an adjective. See, we cannot use with the Ram, the Mohan, so it is very common that we do not use the word with the names. All right, but if the name is with adjective, in nutshell I would say the plus adjective plus proper noun. I'll give you an example. So example can be the brave Napoleon Bonaparte. All right, I would say the brave Napoleon, the great Alexander. All right, or you can say the great Caesar, the immortal Shakespeare, and all that stuff. All right, so let's move ahead. There, see, the use of the has been very vast, so that's why I felt the need of explaining you each and every point well in detail, so that you should not make mistakes in your exams and you could easily pinpoint the thing which is required. All right, so moving on to the next, it is also used with ordinals like he was the first man to stand up, and we will be studying the 6th chapter of this book, that kind of stuff. All right, and it is used before musical instruments as well as the inventions and discoveries. All right, like who invented the telephone, who invented the TV. So the is used. So moving ahead, I would say The is also used before an adjective when a noun represents a class of person. All right. The same example I have discussed before also, right? Like the dog, when the community itself is a like a very plural noun, right? So similar way, the young will support the motion. The poor can be trusted. So it represents the class of person. That's why the can be used with it. All right, before a common noun to give it the meaning of an abstract noun. So there is a usage of the, fine, when it is used with the common noun so that it can become the abstract noun, like the moralist in Gandhi, fine, the judge in her prevailed. All right, so the thing is like, whenever there is a situation when a noun can become an abstract noun with the help of the, so it is not used commonly and it is very rarely asked in exams, so I would be omitting this. All right, so going ahead, when two or more persons or noun refer to one person. All right, so let me explain you with an example. So let's say the producer and financer was present. That means that they both are referring to one person only. All right, when there would be a situation there that the producer and the financer were present, that means they are referring to two persons differently. All right, so this point is an important point what you should keep in mind. So while even solving the comprehensions, you can use this point to refer properly. All right, so the is also used as an adverb with a comparative, like the more she gets, the more she demands. So it is used with an adverb as well, with a comparative degree. All right, for example, I'll just give an example. Like the sooner you complete the work, the better it is. All right, you're getting right. So moving ahead, when a person being referred by his designations, like the chairman, all right, like the director, you can say, etc. All right, so moving ahead, when the thing to be referred is understood, right? Like, can you please turn on the TV? Can you please turn off the light? So it means like the light of the specific room which you are already in. All right, like kindly return the book. That even if I do not specify, if I just write kindly return the book, all right, that automatically means that the book that has been given to you, that is being referred to. So we can use the, that makes that book specific, that's why. And the is also used in some phrases like what is the matter, come to the point, keep to the left, he is in the wrong, like that way, right? All right, so in another phrases like go to the cinema, go to the theater, he went to the cinema yesterday, etc, etc. All right, so I would just write in some phrases. Friends, I would request you guys to please see this video at least twice so that you could have a very important and a very detailed understanding of each and everything. All right, so next point would be before the names of committees like the WHO, the foundations, etc. So in nutshell, this is all for the articles. All right, now I would request you guys to practice these 5 questions. All right, I have written some of the error spottings based on the use of articles only. Fine, so I have already made it easy by saying that it has the errors having the use of articles only. Fine, so I would request you guys to do this, and I will provide you these answers on my next video in the very start. So I would request you guys that you should subscribe the channel so that you could come and check the next video, and you can have these answers as well as you can understand the new stuffs as well, which would be a very good thing about your coming examinations. So these are the 5 questions. I request you guys to just like focus it on and just try it on your own, and it would be good if you just comment on the comment box as well. So friends, that was all for this use of articles for error spotting. And if you want this PDF, I would again say please click on the description given for the Telegram group and join that as soon as possible so that you can get each and every topic on time. All right, and do subscribe so that you could get each and every information well on time. Thank you. Stay tuned.